minute, don't know. Got a minute of your time. Got a minute of your.
Hush, you gotta live right, and I'm never gonna let you out of my side. I've been knocked out, was a nice try, but I guess I get to keep my head on this time. God of the creation, the relations I've got, the only one that keeps me safe, the only one you should trust. For sure, it ain't right that I have checked the speck of dust from all of its sides. Fall down, that from my height, cause I didn't see the plank I have in my eye. In yourself when no one's to be found, what keeps you eased out, what takes you off your mind.
Yes, you want this, I want this, everybody in this, we should have it. Stop illusions, it's in your hands. Show yourself, reveal it to them. Take the time to recognize it.
You're playing this on you.
No, do it. Babe, do that comment. Yes.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our podcast from Vision to Success.
From vision to success, people.
Where we discuss all things from the very beginnings
From the very beginnings
to the end of a goal.
to the end of the goal.
There's an echo here. What's going on?
There's an echo? No?
There's an echo. There's no echo.
No, you're good?
He
you
meant
okay?
me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's my echo.
Is your okay?
Freak.
We would like to welcome a very special guest to
Very.
our podcast.
Special guest to our podcast.
I am instantly regretting
This is Fulvio Martinez.
No relations.
No relations. Although
what kind of?
this is a little thing.
My brother from another mother.
Yeah. We go way back. So actually, so you're gonna say, then I'm gonna have a question.
No, I was just gonna say like a quick fun fact about him is that he will pucker his lips.
Oh,
So let's do a countdown of how many times he puckers his lip.
Drinking game.
Ready? All three of us. Let's do it. Ready, set, go.
I'm not.
You didn't do it.
No, because I don't do that.
You did it. You did it.
Because I
You
don't
did
do
it.
that.
Yeah, you just did it.
You
totally just did it.
So
Anyway,
we have a fun competition. If you can guess how many times he puckers his lips throughout the podcast.
By the way, I feel totally welcome to your podcast.
we should start with the very beginning.
This is incredible.
Okay, why don't you give us an intro about who you are?
Hang on, are we live?
Yes, we are.
Are you friggin' kidding me? You're lying to me right now. I told you we're
This
going
was
live.
not a rehearsal.
This is not the rehearsal.
Yeah, so we
I'm
are
just kidding. Hey, how's it going, everybody?
so serious. Okay, tell us a little bit about you. Tell our audience, who are you?
Uh,
Who is Fulvio Martinez?
I'll be selective here.
Yeah, because your boss is watching.
No, just I'm a friend of the show. I'm a friend that
He's a loyal fan.
I'm a friend and a fan of the work that you guys are doing. No, in all seriousness, you are incredibly inspirational.
Oh, Fulvio, that's so sweet. Thank you.
Relax.
I've sent that. You know, I've sent you messages
You
about
have,
this,
yeah.
right?
Thank you so
about
much.
the journey that you're in and the fact that
'Cause
you're
you knew
letting us,
me.
you're letting us in. You're just so vulnerable, also in the process,
Yeah.
that it makes it relatable.
Oh, you're so nice.
And then Miguel.
And then we know Miguel. So,
Hey, man.
No.
so Fulvio, you met me like way before I started my journey,
Yes.
and like
Who have you known longer?
I think probably you.
Yeah.
You. Just so you know, audience, Miguel and I met in grade
Grade
8.
eight.
Wow.
I
Are you guys the same age?
Do you not know the story?
No, I have no idea.
was maybe a year or two in Canada.
I don't
Something
know.
like that.
You speak in English like
speaking,
this?
I did.
I know
I did.
speaking. Yeah. Señor, ¿cómo está? How are you?
I couldn't Google anything either back then. That's the problem.
There was no Google Translate
There
back
was
then.
no Google. I literally had to walk around with a book.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Oh, those pocket translators. My dad had those.
Translators.
Yeah.
Yes.
I went to a party, and then this guy showed up with another guy, Lewis. I didn't know Lewis, but then they showed up, and then I had seen
Is
Lewis
it the
around.
same Lewis?
Same Lewis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so this
we,
is like in Scarborough.
We all go way back in Scarborough.
okay.
Yeah.
I do.
Okay.
And so then I didn't know Lewis. I had seen Lewis around, and we all lived in the same neighborhood, so we all had similar friends, right?
Okay.
So then I went to this party, not knowing who Lewis was, but I did recognize him. And then he showed up with this guy, and I was like, okay, whatever, these two thugs.
Were you like a member of the church too at that time or no?
I wasn't.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang. Okay.
Then he met the missionaries, and so he started showing up at church, and I'm like, I know this guy. And then I'm like, oh, shoot, he was the guy at the party. And so then we connected. And then for the longest time, like, I mean, we took on similar personalities, and we were both Martinez. Everybody thought that we were brothers.
Everybody thought we were. Yeah, they
Yeah.
thought that we were related.
Yeah.
And I mean, we did hang out a lot.
Yeah.
And you're a little bit older than I am, so I kind of looked up to you.
That-
Like 10 years older. It's okay. It's okay.
10 years.
10 years. Wait,
He's old. He's old.
Where'd you learn math?
He's 50. Okay.
Coconuts.
She's not from Nicaragua. I'm
You're
the
not
one from Nicaragua.
Where are you from?
Don't you do a show with her? You don't even know where she's
doesn't-
from.
I try to learn.
She's from.
He doesn't even know my kids' names.
Jesse is one,
That's her dog.
Okay.
I'm just
Raquel.
kidding, no.
Okay.
and then you had two more.
Okay. What's their names?
So Raquel, Jesse, and you have two more.
It took him 10 years to get to know those two names, so it's all right. The next 10 years, he'll get to know the other two.
Well, forgive him for not knowing where you're from.
I don't know my kids' names sometimes.
I'm gonna try to remember though
What?
from memory.
My kids' names?
No, where you're from.
Okay, where am I from?
Ecuador.
Yeah, that's right.
I knew that.
How do I know this and you don't?
I know. I try to know at least as possible about her.
It's true, though. He, you can talk to him and you will know when he stopped listening.
But you do a show every week
I
together.
know, and we talk, and I know when he stops listening. He has that, hey, did you know? And like randomly switches gears.
So I gotta say, you guys have quite the setup here. This is incredible, and what you're doing, honestly, what you're doing is just so helpful because it's relatable. It's relatable, and obviously, anytime I get a chance, I watch it live. If not, I'm rewatching it
Oh, that's
after the
awesome.
fact. No, I meant it when I said I was, I'm like one of the 3 fans you guys have.
True that.
Yeah.
But you're loyal. That's
So-
what
but I'm
matters,
loyal.
right?
I'm loyal. I-
Big
See,
fan.
he flew all the way here from the States.
Just to do a
from
podcast.
our enemy country. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's why I'm repping Canada.
I
No,
did
I'm
not
just kidding.
say that.
I'm just kidding.
I did not
I'm just
say that.
kidding. But no, he did fly here, not for us. He's doing other stuff.
This was I mentioned to you this was not on my bingo card, and speaking of today's topic, which I think we haven't even presented.
Well,
to
hang
the
on.
audience.
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet. Hang
Stop
on.
rushing us, man.
Because
All right.
I know,
Okay,
like,
sorry.
listen.
Why are
It's
you
the
rushing?
longest, it's the longest intro ever.
Always.
This is
You said you watch our podcast. Clearly, you don't. Just kidding.
Well, I do.
one thing that I do have to say about this guy, and I've told you this before privately. So when I first started MTC Life, so taking 2 steps back, I've always worked for companies, and and again, not to toot my own horn, but I always excelled quickly.
Get on that pedestal.
I am going to
for
get
it.
on
Here we
it.
go.
I am.
You want a hand?
I don't want a hand.
sure? You want a hand? My hand?
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
in my he starts off with, in my humble opinion.
In
Not to toot my own horn, but
just looking down from my Pegasus, right?
Goodness.
to us peasants. Go ahead.
I've always excelled working at a company. Man, just let me finish my sentence. Both of you.
Go ahead.
I've always excelled working at a company, but I never started a business, so I didn't know what it would take. And now this guy
He
had
still doesn't, by the way. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry. He's getting inspired.
This is the storm we're going to be talking about today. But then this guy had started a marketing company. And so then I approached him and I go, dude, I have no idea what I'm doing. Help me. And then he was taking on clients and all this other stuff. This guy, out of the goodness of his heart, took me on as a client and put together a brand, a package, a video montage, like he gave me so much. And then when it was time to pay, he goes, don't worry about it.
Oh my gosh, his foundation. Oh my goodness.
But hang on, he not only coached me through like the beginnings, the hard times, but also like he out of his own pocket, because he said he had to pay his employees. And so again, now in the business, I realized how much time and money he actually put in, because the package that he gave me was like, it was a good package.
Don't worry. You know what? I actually have the invoice with me.
And we're going offline right now. Thanks for joining
It's
us.
like cruise some interest.
Yeah.
And we're going offline.
A few days late in the payment, but
But there were 3 people in my life when I started MTC Life that were very, very key to helping me grow. A brother from the church, he talked to me about the importance of CRM. Fulvio, that taught me about marketing, and Simeon. Simeon really like
you learned something from Simeon.
not a lot. but it was a little bit. But I did learn something. And then he just told me about like when people just what to focus on when growing a business. And he's a very successful entrepreneur, business owner now. And so anyway, so these three guys and this guy again, just very key to building MTC life.
Yeah.
Well, you deserve it.
I appreciate it, man.
You deserve it, and if I had to do it again, I would, and without hesitation. I believe in what you're doing.
Thanks, man.
I believe in what you're both doing, right?
Thank you.
Which is inspiring a world which is often too caught up in negativity,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
No, I
we need more people willing to inspire. There's not a lot of people willing to do that.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'll come down from my horse now just to meet you guys at eye level. One thing that I learned today is that when talking to people, you should really talk to them at their level. So
Meet them where they're at.
yeah,
That's why I'm sitting on about 3 or 4 blankets right now.
We had to prop him up a little bit. He was like looking like this.
Like you're not on my level.
Fulvio's a kind of a small guy.
He's a tiny guy, so
He's
I
very,
mean,
very tiny.
just
He's
kidding.
very, very tiny.
I'm just kidding. They're about the same height.
Like when I feed him in my hands. I hold him
Like
in
a
one
Oompa
hand.
Loompa?
Yeah, I hold him in one hand and I put the food in the other hand and I'm like, go eat, come. And
I pucker.
I'm like, good boy. And then I put him here and I burp him.
Wait, are we live?
Yeah, we're like,
All right, Fulvio. So give us a little bit about you. What do you do?
Yes.
Where do
Yes.
you work? Give us a little bit about your journey because Fulvio used to live here with us, and then a few years ago he moved. And I'm just kind of
Yeah.
interested to know what your journey has been like.
dude, till this day, I don't know why you moved.
What do you mean? You don't know what I moved?
No.
My work required me to move.
Okay, so you didn't volunteer? You like?
No, I mean they gave me they gave me the opportunity. I started with the company currently on. They gave me the opportunity to grow essentially, and it's a great company for that to identify where there's potential and provide you with opportunities to move and grow and take on more responsibility and more leadership.
So, question for you: you were with this company here?
I was with this company. I started with this company. It's gonna be 10 years this year.
Wow.
I can't believe it's been that long.
One of your employees or one of your team members comes and gets her hair done here.
I've heard.
Did she tell you?
I've heard stories. I don't want to hear more stories.
I'm like, I didn't realize.
No, I know. Anyways, that's an offline conversation we'll have later.
It's not.
So before that, I got, I would say, one of probably the most satisfying and biggest breaks in my life was to work for the Pan American Games.
I remember that.
I remember that, dude.
Yeah.
So it was a short less than 2 years with the games, but it was kind of like doing an MBA in a year and a half,
Yeah.
basically, right? Like it taught me so much, and because you literally are working against the clock, like literally working against the clock, you have a countdown clock to
Yeah.
when the games start. You have to learn how to do a lot of things all at the same time and really well, right?
Dude, you brought me in to do some programming with the athletes.
Yeah.
Oh my
I did.
gosh, I forgot about that.
I forgot about that. You know what's interesting is that I'm still friends with people that one way or another. I remember. I'll mention his name, Ivan, and I don't think anybody's gonna recognize him, but Ivan is somebody that I saw hosting an event while I was at the games. I had been invited to go and participate in this, and I said, that guy is really talented. And I ended up introducing him to the team that ran the flame, the Olympic flame, you know what I mean? But in the Pan American, and so he ended up getting a job going around all of Canada and hosting these parties.
Wow.
Where the flame was making a stop at the community, right?
Wow.
And so I met a guy also from a newspaper, Caribbean newspaper here in Toronto, that wanted to cover the games. He came. I helped him get accreditation, and then hooked him up with a contact that I made because I was taking care of all of the foreign media that were coming to Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
And ESPN needed somebody to take photos for them, and I connected him to ESPN, and he ended up getting that job. To this day, he's still my friend.
That's
and
awesome.
he's also doing work for me. We're doing work together. And Ivan him and I are still working together.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
it's interesting because Ivan himself said this to me when we were doing some work down in Dallas one time. He's like, I think your superpower is the fact that you can connect. You're a connector.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that
I
right
was
now.
gonna say the same thing. Yeah.
You're a connector, and I think that even when I go back and think of the hard times that I had, and everybody goes through hard times. Everybody, needs a break in life, and you'll get it eventually or whatever. But you do go through a period of time where you have to hustle and you have to work hard, and you don't know you don't know if you're gonna make it or not. And I think what got me through those times, and what's even getting me through these times today, where I've now experienced some level of success, and I'm very grateful for that, is never forgetting where you come from, never forgetting the people, and bringing them with you, right? And that's to me, that's what makes hard times better.
Yeah.
It's bringing people with you along.
Absolutely.
What's that quote when we?
If you run fast, running by yourself, you can run fast.
Google
running
it.
with a team.
Google it.
No, I got it. I'm not Googling. I know it. If you run by yourself, you can go fast. If you run with a team, you can go further.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's
that
how it
is.
goes.
I was thinking of a
It's
different
an
one,
African,
right?
African proverb.
That's not what you were thinking. It's
No,
what
I
I
was-
was. It's what I said. Is what you were thinking.
What? No, I was thinking.
Let me tell you what you're thinking.
Okay, tell me. This is how he. This is him in his relationship with Tegan. So
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Are you projecting?
You're giving so.
Are you projecting right now?
No,
Is that what's
it's
happening?
not.
I'm like,
She gets
hold
it.
your horses. Let's take a step back.
But we know who's in charge at the end.
Do you understand how much you get me? Oh my gosh! Having said that, so at church today on Sunday, we're talking. So Linda, I had my Relief Society president and my Elders Quorum president speak for Easter Sunday, right? Musical number presentation, and then I was going to do the closing remarks.
You got on your pedestal to do that, didn't you?
I did. I'm like, look at me, hear me, feed off of my aura, right? And so
You're like this.
Like, yeah.
You even had like a light behind him.
that's all I had, and I had one dove just sit on my shoulder.
we know.
Just one dove.
This is sacrilegious.
One dove. Just
That's how he shows up. We should go to his congregation on Sunday.
The Church of Miguel.
holier. Like you will walk out like, oh my
Wait,
gosh.
hang on. Please tell me this is not on LinkedIn.
This is 100% on LinkedIn.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Fulvio's like, how did I end up with this people?
You knew what you were getting yourself into.
I don't know.
You've seen the podcast before.
Again,
Things have been said.
The topic today is how to deal with rejection. When I told him, no, I will not do your podcast, he started crying. So what was I supposed to do?
Do it anyway.
Right?
So
There
that's
you
why you're
go.
here. So
Exactly.
anyways, going back, and so she goes, President Dilt is going to go first, Elders Quorum, then Relief Society. But then Relief Society went up first. And then she's like, I know what you said, Bishop, but we're changing it up a little bit. And then, Relief Society is going first. And then she goes, and then she looks at the
Wait, are you a bishop right now?
Yeah,
You're a
yeah,
bishop, right?
Yeah, we don't talk about that. But anyways,
He is a bishop.
We'll talk about that later. I have a lot to say about that.
It's been a little rocky. I look at about Fulvio's questioning his
I
life
am
choices right now. Very much so.
Definitely questioning my
let me
life
finish
choices
my
right now.
story.
Oh, sorry. Yes, go ahead.
People, man, okay. And then having to put up with two Marias today.
Let's pucker our lips, Fulvio. Ready?
Go.
Okay.
Just go.
We're listening.
Talk.
We're listening.
I'm questioning my life choices. Anyway, so I said Elders Quorum, then Relief Society, but then Relief Society went up first. And then she looks at the congregation and she goes, he thinks he's got authority, but he doesn't have any, right? And so everybody starts laughing. I thought it was hilarious. The most funniest joke. So then I do my closing remarks and I'm like, Linda, you're absolutely right. I don't have any authority. I'm like, I have as much authority here that I have at home. And then
It's true. It's
And then
true.
everybody's like, hey,
It's
man.
true.
Yeah, he's right.
Tegan is the one running the
good-
show.
Good thing in my household, things are exactly the same. Hi, baby.
Oh, hey, Lizzie. Does Lizzie ever travel with you?
First, her name is Liz.
What would I say?
Lizzie.
Yeah, my bad. Lizzie's a nickname, right?
No, unless you just gave it to her.
Yeah.
He christened her with that nickname.
Liz,
te
Liz is actually.
bendigo.
Oh my goodness.
Chrissy, saludos. Lizzie.
Lizzie, now it's Chrissy.
So Lizzie is actually going to be here in Toronto in about, I don't know, it's in May sometime.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah,
When are you going back?
Friday.
Oh wow, okay.
Will you be back with her?
No, somebody has to stay with the kids.
Yeah.
We still don't trust them with the house.
Yeah, that's like, yeah, I would get that, right?
It's hilarious because we have a university student now, right? We have
He lives at
a
home?
19-year-old. He lives at home. He
Yeah.
commutes to campus, and you would think we should be able to trust. We trust the 14-year-old more than we do. I love you, baby, but it's true.
He knows, I'm sure.
we trust.
We
trust our
should have
14-year-old.
Chrissy on the podcast.
Who? Lizzie? Now you call her Chrissy.
Lizzie.
Who are you?
Lizzie.
Both you and I were like, who?
Who?
Lizzie. We should have Lizzie. Lizzie
So
on the
first
podcast.
of all, she's gonna hate that name. So if you
Lizzie?
want,
Liz.
Liz, there we go. You should have her in the
But
podcast.
you said Lizzie.
I did not. I said Liz.
Yeah, Liz.
Okay, madre. Liz.
Are these on? These are new, right? Are they defective? No. But I don't even know what I was gonna say.
I'm going to say we should have her on the podcast when she comes.
Well,
I don't
have
think
her
that's a
take
good
you.
idea. I don't think she'll agree to
Get-
it.
get
She'd be like, no.
Get the other side.
She's smarter than me, so
Yeah.
she will not agree to either.
So one of the things that we're talking about is the storm. Hard times.
I don't know what's
We haven't even introduced the topic.
The
Okay.
storm, the hard times.
So we don't know what Miguel is talking about. The topic for today is how to handle rejection. That's what
There you go.
Fulvio and I were like. You send us in a message that that's the topic, and then we're doing the pre-show per se. We're talking, and then he's giving us agricultural
storm, the
references.
storm.
He's like the soil.
The soil is not ready. It's not fertile.
And Fulvio and I are like, what? What are you talking about? Like randomly, we were talking about something different, right?
So first of all, stop using Pinterest.
That would hurt. I'm not gonna lie, that would
Stop-
hurt. 'Cause
stop-
I never go on Pinterest.
Stop creating your
I have an account, but
Has a
I never
board.
use it.
stop creating your scripts with ChatGPT. Okay.
You know it, right? You know his AI.
That's not.
It's in there.
I do. Listen, don't take away my work ethic. I work hard.
He does. He does.
On these podcasts.
Those prompts are like real hard to come up with, so I know.
No.
We're just kidding. We just get like the overall info and then we give it life. That's how it works.
No,
right?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's really no script, as you can tell,
So-
audience.
So let's talk about handling rejection then. Because I prepped for the storm.
Well, remember, you don't remember what you sent me or what you like talked to me about? Did you prep something different, or was that part of handling
It
rejection?
was part of it.
Okay.
But I'm not. You're not allowing me to finish my sentence. Both of you, because you're bullying me, and I feel gaslighted. Did I use it right?
I don't think you used that right.
I still don't fully understand how you can like what gaslighting means. I know. I'm like, but I really don't understand. Is that when someone gets like really upset? Like somebody says something that's triggering?
It's when you're triggering somebody. It's when you're like
What?
The word itself, gaslit, means that you're adding
You're like-
gas to the fire, right?
No.
So it's like you're making someone have a reaction and then adding fuel to that fire.
Okay.
Is it?
I don't know. Ask ChatGPT.
That's not it. No,
have it open.
gaslight is when you do something wrong and I start to make you believe that you're wrong, and then I'm making you feel like you're in the wrong, and then you start questioning yourself. Oh shoot, maybe it was my fault, and so I'm gaslighting you. And you're being gaslit. That's what it is.
We are so sorry. Clearly, our podcast right now is going
It's
sideways.
off the rails. Like it's just
Okay. Here's gaslight. It's a verb, and it says to manipulate someone psychologically into doubting their own perception, memory, or sanity.
Did I not just say that? When I make you, when I
That
start,
that just sounds smarter.
Okay,
but-
and it says, an example, if someone constantly denies your experience or feelings, even when you have evidence, and it makes you
You're
feel
in
like
the
you're
neighborhood.
overreacting,
That's what I
and
said.
reading things, that's
you were in the
gaslighting.
overall neighborhood.
okay, I didn't use word for word, but that's exactly what I was talking about. It was to make you feel like,
So here we are. Yeah, when somebody's being manipulated psychologically,
yeah,
and they're not believed in their lived experience.
right. And then actually, you're right. And the words that I'm saying, and I'm trying to make you believe, and I'm like, and then you start to think, like, shoot, did I really lived, or is he right?
In a roundabout way, Miguel. Yes.
Frick. Here at the studio, there in the audience. Bev, you can log off now. I'm always telling Bev to log off.
We love you, Bev.
I love you, Bev. You're amazing.
Stay here.
But still, sometimes.
We have our 2 viewers, Fulvio here and then Bev there.
It's just, I was worried, but since it's 3 people watching this, I'm okay.
We got 2 likes. There's 2 other ones
2
out
likes.
there.
Okay.
Our views are in the thousands.
In the millions. I'm just kidding. There.
In
They
the
are.
thousands?
Yeah, in the thousands.
Like for the year? like,
Give or take. Just kidding. All right.
and he's like, my mom is 800 of those.
she
Keep asking her to repeat
She
it.
saw it 10 times.
All right, let's dive deep into our topic. Okay,
Yes,
so let's
rejection.
yes let's
Rejection.
Okay,
Let's
so
talk about rejection.
Yes, let's all share an experience when we felt rejected.
Can I tell you actually a thought I had
Yes.
on my way here? Because I actually read your text and he didn't.
I was the one that wrote it.
But he doesn't even read his own text. I guess. He chat GTPs it and then press.
Exactly. Generate.
Somebody has to be the viewer. Take my role seriously. Thank you. We do appreciate it.
Thanks, Bev. Thanks, Bev.
Does she get paid? Is she in the payroll?
Yeah.
No, my thought about rejection, 2 things. So have you guys heard of anybody describe rejection as redirection?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're familiar with that idea that rejection is just a redirection, right? And then that whole idea means that you're meant to do something else, I guess, right? I thought about rejection on my way here because I started to think about it and make mental notes and how do I feel about this topic, and we've all experienced it. But rejection, I started to think about it more as a lack of patience.
Okay, explain it. How so?
Well, because rejection isn't like sometimes it makes me think of people who are rejected over and over and over and then don't give up. Right?
Well,
Don't let the rejection define who they are.
Yeah.
It may define the moment that they're in, but it doesn't define them, right? And the fact that they go back and they try again and they try again and they try again until hopefully they get what they want. And I think of people like, have you guys seen the story of the Latino astronaut that got rejected by NASA? I don't know how many times. And
Yeah, it was like it was a ton of times. But the thing that I loved about him is that he got rejected, but he didn't just go and reapply. He actually looked back and said, okay, what can I do better? And then he went and applied. And then he got rejected an insane amount of times.
I just think
It's called failing forward.
failing. Yeah. The concept of failing forward. Yeah.
See, I know what I'm talking about.
Sort
It's
of.
like he just chat GTP.
No, I did. In my
you're
it says
typing
calm.
something.
It says calm. I did type something. I said how to handle a rejection. I'm trying to do my research as we're talking.
But no, the patience thing has to do with the fact that we all think that like when we have something in mind that we want, we think that, hard work alone is going to get it for you. And that's not always the case, right? You can work hard and still not get what you want. That's the truth. And to achieve anything in life, you just have to have the patience to get there. And sometimes rejection becomes more acute, becomes more of a presence in your life when you lack patience, right? And it's the whole concept also of like, when it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Yeah.
God's will, right? Like, and we can all sort of get behind those concepts to a point.
Yeah.
But there comes a time when you kind of start to complain too, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, why? Like, I'm working so hard. Why am I not getting what I want? Right? So I think for me, it was a exploration into also patience, because as as I'm getting older now, I find that I'm more patient with people and with situations now, right?
Yeah.
I don't react the way I used to react to things when I was young because I didn't have the patience and I didn't have the maturity level
Yeah.
to know that this is temporary, right? This person being rude in front of me and whatever, I just need to ignore it. I just need to, and yeah, I don't know why I connected those two together though, rejection and patience.
Yeah.
What's your word when you hear rejection? So Fulvio, his word is rejection and patience. What's your word? Like you think of rejection, what's the next word that comes to mind?
Taken.
Why are we?
High five. That was a good one.
Hey, wait.
It's a good one.
It wasn't a good one.
Okay, what's the word?
Taken.
Taken. Is she watching?
No, I'm sure. She only watches. I don't know. Actually, does she watch? Maybe not. I think she might get stressed from.
She
She
doesn't.
watched the first one. And she's like, that's enough.
She doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't. No, she doesn't watch. She's always so busy, and it's hard for her to just sit down and listen to the.
And listen, she already listens to you 24/7, so it's like more of you.
It's one of these things that it's you know what it is. It's one of those things that you can't learn. You can't learn from your spouse.
Yeah.
Just like how you can't learn from your parents.
Did you get this at the Taylor Swift concert?
Ow!
He has his bracelets.
I have my bracelets.
A lot of them.
Huh?
A lot of them.
Yeah, they're all gifts from. So here's the thing about them is that a lot of them are, if not all of them, they're gifts from like teachers or students. But I never know when I'm going back, and so it's happened once already where I went back and I wasn't wearing their bracelet, and then they were like freaking out. I was like, "Where is it?" I'm so sorry. And then I just started wearing.
You're a fake. You told me you would wear my bracelet all the time.
Yeah.
So now you have like a form scarf.
But I like it. It adds character with my scarf.
There you go. Yeah, that scarf. So he has a scarf.
What's the scarf?
He has an artistic scarf. It's like, those really skinny scarves. So one day he put it on and he looked like Groot. Groot, not Groot. Yeah, he looked like Groot.
From the Despicable Me?
Yeah, literally. I was like... But, we don't talk about that season of his life.
I still wear it.
Oh, I guess he likes it. He likes the look.
So his word's taken. What's your word?
My words are taken. We're not
Okay,
we're not
what's your
parking
word?
here.
Okay, so what's your word? You think of rejection? What do you think?
Progress.
I like that.
I think of progress. I think of it's one of these things like I know we've discussed this already before on the podcast. I love failing because I know that I'm going to learn something from it, right? And so anytime that something bad happens, I get excited. There was that one time a couple of podcasts ago when you were like, "Take my money," and I'm like, so that was one of the few times. It's been like 2 or 3 times in my life where the weight has been so much that I don't know what I'm doing. That was one of them, right? Another one was like somebody who's trying to take the company away from me, right?
This company?
MTC Life, yeah. Somebody's trying to take the company away from me. What ended up happening was...
Is that person in the room right now? blink twice.
You said you weren't going to say it, okay? Just kidding.
No, I hired this person in hopes that she was going to be a business partner. And so I hired her and then whatever, but it ended up happening that she was not only working for me or with me, but she was also working at her old job. So she had never fully quit. So she was double dipping. And so during the day she was there. And so when I needed her throughout the day, I couldn't get her. And I'm like, every time, 3:00, she never answers my call. Anyways, and then there's other stuff that took place or whatever. And then she sent a letter with a lawyer saying that I had been stealing money from MTC Life. And that they wanted to see my books and if I didn't comply and then all these different things. And I'm just like, what the heck? And so that time, and I was still young in the business. It was about 5, 7 years in the business. I didn't know any better. And so I just totally thought I was going to lose MTC Life. Now realizing that MTC Life I'm the brand, right? Up until whatever. And then if somebody wants to take it. They don't take me, right?
Yeah.
But at that point, and mind you, at that point, MTC Life had created all these programs and with these schools and all these different things. Long story short, I thought...
You already made it long, by the way.
Longer story shorter.
That only applies if you actually make it short.
It is short. It could have gone longer. And then what she was wearing was... But, and then, yeah, so that was the one thing. So, and then that one time when we talked about it, But then other than that, if I ever get rejected, I'm excited because I know I'm about to learn something.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far. It's not like I'm looking to fail.
I think-
Exactly,
No, I'm not looking
but
to
I'm
fail.
yeah.
No, hang on 1 second. So I'm not looking to fail. I'm not purposely going out like looking to fail. I know that when I
do fail, you're ready to learn.
I'm excited because I know that there's a lesson coming. So I focus at the light at the end of the tunnel versus the darkness that I'm in.
Okay.
And the only times, those 3 times, I could not see the light. That's when I was like, freak, I'm overwhelmed. And then, but yeah, other than that,
which is interesting because a lot of people are actually even afraid of failure that hasn't happened.
Yeah, the perceived failure, right?
Right? Like, not just perceived failure, but just like trying something and failing at it and not trying it at all, right? Which is crazy.
The what?
You gotta speak slower. He doesn't understand big words.
What I'm talking about is people who actually rob themselves of opportunities.
Oh, for experiences, yeah.
Or experiences or challenges in life as a result of the fear that they're going to fail.
100%. So today I did a workshop for one of the reasons why we're doing this podcast at this time, because in the morning I was doing a workshop for the YMCA.
About agriculture?
How to maintain your soil.
How to turn the
weather the
soil
storm
when the weather comes. How to keep it weathered. No, and then one of the things that we had talked about, and we were just engaging in conversation, 560 people, is I like working out. I like going to the gym. We're both you as well, fitness.
Yeah.
One of the things about getting stronger is that you have to add weight. Right?
Resistance. You have to add resistance.
You have to add weight. Whatever it looks like, right? You have to add weight and then you're going to get stronger. If you start taking away weight or if you don't add weights, then you plateau. When you plateau, you actually think that you're maintaining your strength, but when you're plateauing, actually you're going down. You don't remain the same. So rejection, right? Or failure or fear of failure only stops your personal progress.
What was it like the first time you got up in front of a crowd?
Till this day it happens. I freaked out. I was sweating buckets. My hands, palms, knees weak, arms are heavy. Mom's spaghetti all over my sweater. It was horrible.
We're gonna get sued.
But my contact at it was 550 people, 560 people. My contact is like, "Are you ready?"
The first time, 560?
No. The one that happened this morning.
Today you spoke to 560 people.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It was a conference on
just you and the stage.
What's that?
Just you on stage.
On stage, yeah.
To 560 people.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's really good.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Miguel,
man.
that's amazing.
Let's give you a little clap.
Honestly,
I'm waiting.
Take it in.
I'm waiting
in.
for the backhand slap.
You know what? I'll give you a puck or two. That deserves a puck.
Is that a two puck?
Two puck?
Two pucks?
Two puck?
So the person before me was a lady named Dr. Something, and she talked about how loving the kids develop their mental brains. Then we had lunch, and she spoke for about an hour and a half.
How long did you speak for?
2 hours.
Dang.
2 hours.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
So it was.
Were they awake?
Freaking. Why are we having this guy on the podcast? So all my workshops are super engaging, right? And then the most I've done 1,000 students at once, high school students, for 50 minutes.
1,000 high school students.
Yeah, 1,000 high school students. And I've done for 50 minutes, and it's been good. 60 minutes. But this was 560 for 2 hours.
I can't even retain the attention of my teenagers for 5 minutes.
That's just because it's you.
I've done, sorry, I'll tell you after. Go ahead.
No. And so that was one of my fears is how do I keep them from not falling asleep, especially after lunch?
Yeah.
And then she even said, she goes, normally we have somebody coming in before lunch, getting them motivated and excited. But one of the requests that were done by the audience as a feedback form, we want to learn in the morning and we want to be inspired in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, great, 60 minutes. And I'm like, 60 minutes? And she's like, no, like 2 hours.
2 hours.
And I'm like, how many people? And she's like, 560.
Wow.
Which made it difficult.
How did you have it engaging? Like, what did you do? I'm interested to know.
Yeah, so I was pulling from everywhere. So I played a game called the Reaching Game. I played another game called the 8-Second Shakedown. So there were some where I got them standing up and moving, but then it taught a lesson with it.
Yeah.
So my main it was declutter and redesign your life. That was my theme. And so we just talked about how to set goals, like declutter, write everything down. Showed them the Eisenhower matrix, all that stuff, right? And so they got doing it. And then there was also, I did table discussion. All right, what did you learn?
So you had breakout groups or something?
Each table. So there were...
How did you break out 560 people?
The table.
Oh, just...
Yeah,
they were
within their own table.
They were already...
Within their own table, right? So there's about 8 people per table.
Okay.
So yeah, it was... I'm not going to lie. It was very challenging. I walked in and there were way more tables than I expected and I wasn't used to it. And I was like, I couldn't even see the person in the back. And I'm like, this is...
I did not charge enough for this.
You're like, I know, right?
Yeah, it was interesting. But anyway, so it was good. People liked it and got a lot of positive feedback. There were a couple of people that already reached out that they want to bring me back for another engagement, a little bit bigger.
You got to start recording some.
I did record the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah?
But I think what you need to do is post more.
Yeah.
That I do need to do, yeah.
Yeah.
You've told me that before too.
Yeah,
Miguel, you need to post more.
Don't fear failure. Just post it, man.
You
Don't feel
relax.
rejection, man.
You relax. You relax. What was they saying? What were we talking about?
I don't even know where we're at.
We're talking about the word that comes with
Progress.
rejection.
You haven't shared yours. Let's go there.
Okay, so my word is actually emotional pain, right? And it's not
That's 2 words.
pain. Rejection equals pain. But it's good though, right? Like, because just how we were talking about with regards to working out, my biggest, I guess, inspiration for myself is the ability to work out and is the burn. And you know how the burn, you're like all shaking and you like feel like you can't do it. But when you push past it, there's a certain place where you like get additional strength. So I feel like that's what rejection does, right? It hurts because I think it's important to validate how uncomfortable it feels, how it's not easy to get rejected. But once you get past that, it becomes easier and easier and easier. Now, I'm not perfect at being rejected because I think rejection, the fear of it.
The Latina comes out. It's happened here.
No.
I'm telling you right now, it hurts.
I think with regards to conflict and rejection in that sense, I'm okay. But sometimes I do worry a lot about what people think. And I think that mindset is what kind of keeps me a little bit back.
That's interesting you say that, because I was gonna mention that rejection nowadays has also become this moving target. So it's not it's not just the rejection of what it is you're doing or trying.
Yeah.
It's also the fact that we have this tendency to compare ourselves to others.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Right?
Oh my gosh,
And
yes.
so
Comparison,
that
right?
comparison, all of a sudden, like I have right now, and you know what? Like, kudos to these friends of mine. I have contacts and friends that I know 3 of them already. Super talented. Never doubted that they could do something like this, but at the same time, I'm like, wow. I'm like, I feel small, right?
Yeah.
They just wrote each and published a book.
That's incredible.
Right? Like, do you know
Yeah.
how difficult that is in today's world?
Yeah.
Like, where everything's going digital, and to actually have a publisher take you serious and publish your book. And I think you know who you are if you happen to be one of the 4 people watching.
We love you. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Let's do a plug-in. Do you want to do a plug-in?
Support our podcast. We will. Just kidding.
But, you know, I went to high school with one of them. The other one I worked with, and it's just incredible. Her story, she's actually a mom. Just had her second daughter, I think it was, that she had. We worked at the Pan Am Games together, and she actually wrote a fiction book, which is even more difficult to write. And then the other one just wrote about she's become this self-help giant that came from unfortunately tragedy in her life. Yeah. And wrote a book about it. And
that's incredible.
I just saw her at a book signing, and I'm like, you know, like I feel incredibly proud to even know these people, to even be, you know, in their radar. But at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, what have I done? Right? Like, like you start to compare, and you start going like, is that like the new bar that people are setting? Right?
Yeah.
You have to.
Do you feel like you have a moving bar all the time?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Don't you?
A moving bar? What do you mean?
I think like a moving bar. Like, do you feel
the goal never stays the same.
Yeah.
It always gets
bigger and bigger and bigger?
and bigger.
Matthew McConaughey talks about that. That he one of the things that when he sets his
Hang
goals.
on. I'm from Texas now, so I get to do this.
Go for it.
All right.
You're not from Texas.
I
Still
am-
like this Latino.
8 years in Houston.
Hey, vato.
8 years in Houston.
He is now a Texan.
He's
I
not a
am-
Texan. He's
And
not.
I've been to I can now say that I've been to my first rodeo.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah. And I use y'all.
Do you
all
have
the
a truck
all the
too?
time? Huh?
Do you have a truck too?
I do not.
Then you're not a- then
Haven't
you're
got
not
that. I do have cowboy boots.
There we
I
go.
haven't.
That
got-
means nothing. You gotta have a tractor. You have a tractor.
Everything's bigger in
Wait,
Texas.
tractor? You think people just like drive
Yes.
around in tractors?
Yes, they do. In Texas,
Come and visit me, please. They do have nice trucks, though.
Yeah.
Right? Like those pickup trucks are
Yeah.
incredible.
so McConaughey says that when he's always chasing himself,
Yeah.
and then like always, right? And then when he reaches the goal that he has set himself for 5 years, he's not there waiting for his past self, right? So when he gets there, there's a new McConaughey,
That's like 5 years ahead already.
and then he's like, look what I've done, look what I accomplished. The past McConaughey wanted to be here, I accomplished it. Where is this guy? And then he's like, oh frig, the future McConaughey is over there, and that's where I want to be. And so he's always chasing himself. You know, he sets himself 5 to 10 year goals, and when he gets there, he's not there waiting for him. He's somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's exhausting, though. Am I the only one who thinks that's exhausting?
To always be wanting to like level up.
But Jordan was the exact same way.
No, I know, but I feel like it's all depending. Okay, so I think it becomes less exhausting when you are clear on what your passions are and the value that you bring, right? Because I follow different people that are highly, highly successful, and I've seen them grow.
Miguel's not one of them, right?
He's
I am on a horse. I am on a
get
Pegasus.
on that horse.
I am on a Pegasus.
And I have to say, when I first started my journey, absolutely, I was so jealous all the time. It consumed me, and I felt like I couldn't do it. But I feel like I've had a shift a little bit in the last, I don't know, maybe couple years, where I've been able to see myself in a different light. So I think I'm chasing a better version of myself, in a sense. Like it has to do with me. I know that the hesitations and the things and the reason why I haven't quite gotten there is because of some. It's me. In all honesty, it's me. I don't think it has to do with rejection. I think sometimes it has to do with clarity. I think sometimes it has to do with just want it to be easy. You know, sometimes like you said.
Or just instantaneous.
Exactly. Instant
Right?
gratification.
There's your patience.
I know,
There's
exactly.
Your
There
patience,
is,
or lack
absolutely.
of, right?
Exactly, because
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm doing the work, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and I'm not quite there. But then I have felt like the journey has actually given me bigger clarity of what I want.
You know, before this job, I was going after a job I really wanted in sports. Just to kind of continue my journey after Pan Am Games, I wanted to stay in sports. And I knew people. I had like great references, great endorsements, and I thought this is in the bag.
Yeah. Slam dunk.
Slam
I'm
dunk,
getting.
right? Didn't get it.
Yeah.
Didn't get it. And I tried more than once and still didn't get it. Same results. And I was devastated. And then this job came along that I currently have. And what I thought was going to be a 3-month temporary fix to get me through, you know, till I actually found my next job
Yeah.
has become a 10-year career now.
Yeah.
With a company that I respect and that I just have a great deal of gratitude for, because they have stuck with me and have really turned me into the leader that I am today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I'm like, rejection is redirection.
Yeah, and I think you
Get it out.
I think you can say rejection is redirection, yes, but I think you can say that rejection is a lot of things.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of things
It's a
that you
lot
need.
of things,
Yeah.
right? And I think it's a lot of things for a lot of people because it needs to be a lot of things for a lot of people. It's part of our journey. We know that we came here to be tested. We came
Yeah.
here to add more weight every day, to experience more. No, not that way. Wait, no, not that way. I meant in your gym reference, right? In your gym reference, to add more resistance every day
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
our lives, right?
Yeah.
To face up to that. And we know people in our lives. Just think back or think right now about people in your life who go out of their way to avoid resistance.
Yeah.
Or challenges.
Absolutely.
Right?
So before we finish, I did again the podcast Vision to Success. We help you get from point A to point B, and so I did a really quick search. Again, I apologize.
ChatGPT.
It wasn't ChatGPT. It was
Perplexity.
It was
It's another
Su
idea.
madre, let me these pains in my side. The app is called Calm. Do you guys know? You know Calm?
Is this a promo now? Are we doing an advertising?
No.
Are you getting paid for this?
No. We're still waiting for our sponsorships. Please, gotta pay our bills. No, Calm.
Bev is willing to pay. I think.
What's that?
At least $5, Bev. At least
$1 a comment.
$5.
Her royalties are coming. Hang on. Just not
She's
right
a
now.
loyal customer.
Just not right now, but it's happening. It's gonna happen soon. But again, one of the things that we want to focus on is how to get out of that funk, right? It's like, so you're in point A, you got your vision, you want to get to success, and you are coming across multiple times of rejection. How do you get across? So anyways, I didn't have a lot of time. I just typed it in. Calm.com, which is an app that helps you, breathe and have less anxiety. Put out this article thing here of how to get out or moving away or moving from rejections, and just 10 things that you can do really quickly. Thanks. Hey man, I feel, you know what? I feel alone on this
I'm glad
island.
she's still watching. That's all I'm glad.
I feel alone on this
After
island.
all the nonsense that has come out of her mouth.
Oh, trust me, dude.
I'm glad she's still here.
This is
Thank
like
you, Bev.
Kitty. This is Kitty.
Say hello to your husband, by the way.
So I'm gonna fire them out. Stop me when one speaks to you.
Okay.
All right. So you've been rejected multiple times. How do you get out of that funk? There are 10 things that you can do according to calm.com. Acknowledge your feelings. You talk about that a lot. Holy crap.
I do all the
And
time.
All the
you
time.
know what's crazy is that, especially as men, we are taught to
Ignore it?
ignore the feelings.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Work through the feelings.
But how could you work through the feelings if you're not validating the feelings?
It's
You like stuff it,
I
right?
know, but it's what I'm telling you is that it's the culture, right? It's the sort of it's the definition.
Get up here.
For good or
Stop running.
for good or
Stop
bad.
crying.
It's that definition of masculinity that I don't subscribe to, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then took a shot. Yeah.
You
Burned him.
shoot your shot.
Number two.
Reflect on the experience.
Yeah.
So to actually take time and just reflect on what just happened. Why is that important, actually?
Because you learn from it, right?
If you don't reflect, you don't learn.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 3, practice self-compassion. Interesting.
That's interesting.
Oh my gosh,
Interesting.
yes.
We're-
I need to tell you something. I've been prepared for this. Okay.
See?
So
See?
let me find it, because I actually had a self-reference with regards to self-compassion, because that's something I've been learning, and I was reading my scriptures this week, or it was last week, and it talked about how the Lord gives us mercy, right? And the definition of mercy is compassion and forgiveness. So then I went down this rabbit hole where I'm like, I want to understand compassion better and the effect that it has on our bodies. Okay. So let me pull it up here. Hold up.
That's interesting that you say the effect that it has on our bodies.
Yes, I looked it up. I was like, the effects that it has on our bodies, on our mind, and on our spirit.
Because sometimes we think that those things are not interrelated, but they are.
Oh, 100%. Everything is interrelated.
Yeah, we're sharing. I have a friend that who we used to do work at the Canadian Mental Health Association, and she would always used to say that the mind and the heart pay the same rent, or they rent. What is it? I'm just gonna stay quiet now.
All right, let me go back to my thing, okay?
They share the same space.
Okay, so let me go back to my thing.
Thanks, Bev.
So this is what it said. It's like, when someone shows compassion towards your body, mind, and spirit, the effects can be powerful and deeply healing. So to your body, you feel safe, not judged. It encourages rest, nourishment, and self-care. It reduces physical stress response like tension, fatigue, or even illness. So if somebody's compassionate to you, that's the effects on your body. In your mind, it eases anxiety and overthinking. So if you're going through something and somebody's being compassionate and telling you, you know what, I understand and whatnot, you're not going to be on defense, right? That it increases self-worth and confidence. It helps you to feel seen and understood, reducing isolation. Here's my favorite too, the spirit. It inspires hope, peace, connection to something greater. It restores a sense of purpose and identity. It opens you to grace, healing, and deeper faith. And then there's this little part that it says that you feel less like a project and more like a person.
Wow. I've said that before, right?
Listen,
I've said that before.
Yeah, this is from his words.
By the way,
I've said that before.
these earphones, our headphones are disgusting.
Our phones are your
The what?
These headphones are disgusting. Were you sweating? Were you working out on these?
Yes.
Right before the show.
You're like, why are they
What?
wet?
Those ones? Are they wet?
Why are they moist?
Number 3.
you're like, I can't ignore it any longer.
Practice self-compassion. Number 4, engage in self-care. I'm a big one on that.
Kind of goes along with, yeah.
I'm a big
Yeah.
one on
But
that.
did you know that self-care is also an attitude? It's not just about like, okay, I gotta like go and do this, or I gotta make sure to take 5 minutes to myself. Or,
I'm so bad about that.
what do you mean, like taking time or like having a positive attitude
No,
towards
no,
that?
taking time.
You need that.
My wife's constantly telling me, because I work best when I load myself up with stuff to do.
Okay.
Right? That's true about how I operate at work. I have to be
You have like a million
overloaded,
projects at a.
and it's true in my personal life as well, right?
Okay, how so in your personal life? I'm interested to
Well,
understand.
because 4 kids and everything that comes with that, of course. My wife is
I'm
actually
like,
my
you're talking
wife,
to the right people. I have 4,
am.
he has 7.
So my
I'm like 4. I got 4 kids. I'm very busy. Like, look at this junior.
7 kids.
Look at this junior.
Disney just did Snow White and just used his family. Just 7.
Fulvio's like, I got 4 kids. Like, relax. Like, who are you? You think you're talking
I know
to
I'm not
me?
gonna get
One
any.
to
I
two?
know I'm not gonna get
I am
any
so
compassion
busy.
from you
I got
too.
4 kids, and they're all like teenagers and higher.
To normal people, this
One's
is weird,
one's
right?
in university.
Like
It's
normal people with 1, 2 kids are going.
They're like, when you're like, I got 4 kids, they're like, oh my gosh, I understand. And you're telling us, we're like,
Yeah.
Who's this guy? Texas.
4, that's-
Texas.
Yeah.
I got yeehaw.
No,
I
no.
got 4 kids.
Like,
and a tractor.
so-
Vamos, perrito, with a dog.
I
Bill.
don't have a dog.
His name's Bill. Come in, Bill.
Okay, sorry, Fulvio, you were
No,
saying.
no, it's
Go ahead.
it's
Yeah.
4 kids in different stages,
4
right?
kids.
We're past that. We're past that.
Oh my gosh.
It's it's my calling at church.
What's your
right?
calling?
Second council in the Young Men's Stake Presidency.
Mike, you and Mike are matchy-matchy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he
That's
just
his
got
calling
called.
too?
Yeah.
Okay, so there we go. Katie's Steak. And then I volunteer permanently with Sleeping Heavenly Peace.
I know,
which
I always see those videos.
I did it this past weekend with a group that I group of guys that I've met and we work out together. The group is called F3.
So share really quick what it is.
F3 stands for Fitness, Faith, and Fellowship. And we get together. Yeah, we get together in the mornings at around 5 a.m. and we work out together. We end in the circle of trust. We pray together.
That's incredible.
And we do this 6 times a week.
What is it? Fitness?
Fitness,
Faith and
fellowship. Yeah,
That's
look
incredible.
Look it up. I think that there may be some chapters here in Canada now operating. So every morning from different faiths, we work out together, we pray together, and then we sort of open up to each other together. And
I love that so much. Wow.
look it up. It's a great group. F3. I'm part of a group called the Apex and POTA, and it's in Katy, Texas, and Fulshire, Texas. We have become like the epicenter of the growth for this movement.
You had a different name before, though. Menudo?
No. That's gonna be your name if you come. We're gonna start calling you that. No. So with these guys last Saturday, we went and delivered 15 beds. This upcoming Saturday, we're going to deliver another 6. And then, with my calling comes like lots of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Organizing activities and whatnot. So and then I have this small business as well on the side with my kids.
Do tell. Oh, is it the DJ stuff?
It's the DJ business, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we've been practically DJing every weekend for the past 3 months. We've been getting just constant work, and this has been all word of mouth.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Yeah.
if you guys are, well, I don't know if you guys will be here, but Raquel is having her 15 next year. So if you are in
they only
town,
specialize in menudo. Menudo en Maná.
Shut up! I'm about to pay.
it would be so amazing.
I'm about to pay you a
Okay.
compliment. So
Ricky Martin.
Listen, it would be so amazing if you did the
us
DJ.
too?
Well, he's doing the
Well,
MC.
he's doing the MC?
Yeah, that would be like incredible, guys.
Well,
Listen,
I already got booked for the MC.
yeah, I know you
Yeah,
are the MC.
I'm the MC.
I think you will love Raquel. Raquel's amazing.
When is it?
May.
May.
The
what?
first week, the
Next
first
year?
weekend of May. Yeah, I'll
Next year?
send you the dates.
Send me the dates.
He can't come.
Sorry,
He can't come.
I'm inviting his whole family.
No,
of course they can't
they
come.
can't come. I don't want Raquel liking him more than me.
This is what call your second Theo. Yeah.
I this is not happening. I am going to kibosh
There's
this
enough.
thing.
There's enough Raquel to go.
No, there isn't. There's history between Raquel and I.
So
Raquel.
anyways, so we do that as well, and I do that with my kids, and I do it, and I use the opportunity not just to have like a small business going, which is great because it's a little extra money coming in.
Yeah.
But it's bonding time. Like I go out with
your boys, right?
I go out with Christian. I go out with Fulvio. I go out with Joshua.
How old are
and
your kids?
So the oldest is 19. The next one is 17. 14 turning 15 soon, Christian, and then the youngest is 10. He's gonna turn 11 this year in September.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Menudo bar mitzvah, right?
Bar mitzvah.
But my wife sees this and she is often reminding me like slow down, take some time, right? Like I'm always go.
Question for you though. Since you do your F3 in the morning, do you feel like that's your self-care time?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, so what would
Yeah.
self-care time for you, what would that look like for you?
I think it would be what a lot of women don't understand, which is to do absolutely nothing.
Okay.
And I often don't get the chance to do that.
So just like booking and doing nothing, like
Yeah.
just being at home and doing nothing?
In fact, what I recently did, we have these like cabins. They're really cool. It's almost like a hotel room in the middle of the forest, and they have them throughout North America. I don't know if in Canada, but definitely in the U.S. They're called postcard cabins.
Okay.
So Google it. It's really cool because you can go there and stay overnight. And I did that recently. I went by myself.
Okay.
And just took a book, took music, took some snacks, and just like stayed overnight. Yeah.
That's what he
I go
does.
Where
I
do
go
you-
solo camping.
Solo camping? It's a little more glamping. It has a bathroom and a shower. So
No, dude. I'm like
He's like in
you're
the
like
bush.
wilderness.
in the wilderness, just me and my tent.
naked and afraid. What's the naked and
He's
scared?
naked.
What's the name of that show?
Naked and afraid.
Naked and afraid.
That's
Na-
how he likes it.
It's just me and the bears.
I just feel like that was not appropriate. I'm sorry.
This is
When is this over?
I'm the one that's going off script. I'm the one that's going off script.
Oh my
Oh my
goodness!
gosh.
I hope you've enjoyed this.
Let me just get through these really
Yes,
quickly.
okay.
Oh yeah,
go ahead.
we're only number 3.
We're number 4.
Okay,
Right,
okay,
again,
go.
just so I'm just gonna fire through the rest because I do want to get through them. So set realistic goals. Number 6, focus on strengths and the accomplishments. Number 7, maintain a positive outlook. Number 8, practice mindfulness. You're huge on that. Number 9.
Get on that horse.
No.
That's what you want to do.
What
no,
does it say?
no, seek support.
Oh, he's really bad at it. He's like an island of one.
I like it sometimes. So it's not
Naked and afraid.
I'm naked. I am just me and the bears
If you just
and that bunny.
if
That
you
one
just
bunny.
if you just joined us,
me, that bunny, and those bears. Yeah, good times. Good times. So gross.
oh my goodness!
Fulvio's like, how are you guys still doing this?
We are.
And you wonder why you don't have sponsorship.
We are going to tag Fulvio's company on this podcast.
No,
Just
no,
kidding.
you're
We
not
would
going
not.
to. You're not
I'm
going to do
gonna
that.
I'm gonna paid advertisement.
You are not
featuring-
going to do that.
Fulvio project manager. Texas. Yeah.
No.
Naked and afraid. Then we're gonna.
I just got, it would just be his face puckering up and saying naked and afraid.
Naked and afraid. DJ company permits us.
Naked and afraid. That should be the business name.
No, that's his business name. Okay.
Oh man. And
You
then-
notice how she is gaslighting us?
No, dude. No,
Dude.
no. I'm an island of one. You guys have been
You notice
you
how
guys have
she's
been
been-
bullying me the entire day. I am taking the shots whenever I find them. Yeah. And then last but not least, number 10 is embrace new opportunities. So which is what you did with the Pan Am Games when you got kept getting rejected over and over because of the
I
way you were and
did.
your looks and stuff.
I get it.
And
I can't help
And
it.
then this company didn't care how you look
I
like.
can't help it. They didn't.
Pro-
Producer of Vision to Success. Thank you, Bev. Thank you, Bev. I like her. I might just start my own podcast just to take Bev,
You're not taking Bev.
Bev from you.
You're not taking Bev.
to my new podcast.
You're not taking Bev. Bev.
She is.
What are you gonna call it? Naked and Afraid?
No, I'm not calling it that. We're not. That's his. Whatever he does. That's whatever he does in the wilderness.
Naked and afraid.
You know that's a show, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty
They
sure
drop them off.
Yeah, and only
with-
like one
like
thing.
they have no clothes on.
so
Hence the name Naked.
Yeah, and they're afraid.
And then
I'm sure.
afraid because
And they win money if they make it past the X amount of time, I think, right?
except he doesn't win money. Tegan has to go get him from the 401
Taken.
Because he's naked and afraid.
I'm
because
Still
he's naked
here.
and afraid.
I'm in my shorts, Taken. It's winter. Please come get me.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that is the hour goes by fast, man.
That was an hour.
That was an hour.
That felt like 10 hours.
He's like, I aged a little being here. Just remember that every time you tell me to log off.
No, I tell you to log off.
She's
It's
coming
like-
with me.
No,
I am
no.
taking Bev.
Listen, Bev.
I am like Jerry Maguire right now.
Listen.
And I'm like, who's coming with me?
The reason why I tell you
Who's coming with me?
No one.
Bev?
No.
Bev, you're coming with me.
you can have Ed.
I'll take Ed as well.
All right. Oh my gosh.
All right, here we go.
All right. What was your biggest takeaway, Fulvio, from this podcast?
Never to do it again. That's my biggest takeaway.
It's like never agree. What about you,
I'm
Miguel?
never telling you I'm in Toronto ever again.
Come on, it was fun. It was a good hour.
fun.
It was a good
It
hour.
went by fast.
It
I
totally
think
did.
Bev enjoyed it.
She totally did.
She was the only one.
Listen, there's
She was
more
the
likes
only
on
one
there.
watching. It's for what? It doesn't mean they stayed.
100% they did.
My takeaway.
Never invite me.
Yeah, like
Besides that one.
I instantly think twice before inviting people on the podcast. I gotta pick alliances better. What was yours?
The naked and afraid.
Ready?
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
But that's your new podcast
I'm not
name.
doing it.
Okay, follow Fulvio, Naked and Afraid, his next
No,
podcast.
do not.
Like us,
What?
like us.
Get a minute, don't know. Get a minute of your time. Get a minute of your. Let it.
I sure gotta live right, and I'm never gonna let you out of my side. I've been knocked out, was a nice try, but I guess I get to keep my head on this time. Part of the creation, the relations I've got, the only one that keeps me safe, the only one you should trust. For sure, it ain't right that I have checked the speck of dust from all of its side. Fall down, that from my height, cause I didn't see the plank I have in my eye.